Hi, it's Nathan here, and today we're talking about lockout tagout or isolations procedures. So these documents are specifically mentioned in the regulations. It doesn't say you need a lockout tagout procedure document, but it says that you need to have a process in place to manage plant and equipment during maintenance and cleaning to make sure that it's not inadvertently started. So a lockout tagout procedure is just basically where we're doing some cleaning or maintenance on a machine if we're putting ourselves in a dangerous position or if we're putting our hands in a dangerous spot, that we lock out the machine. So commonly you'll see like heavy plant, you'll have like an isolator on the battery, an isolator switch on the battery, so you can flick that switch and then put a lock on it. Other machines will have different types of isolators, but something similar where it's just basically you unplug it or disconnect the power source and put a lock or a tag on it to tell people like, hey, don't start this machine. I'm operating on it, or I'm doing some maintenance on it. And then if it's one with a lock, you put the key in your pocket and, it'll be a unique key just for you. On some larger sites, they'll actually have like multi-lock clasps where you can put multiple locks on it. I've never actually seen it in practice, but they do exist. It's not an explicitly required document under ISO certification, but because it is mentioned in the regulations, if you do any of this sort of maintenance, you will need one. Particularly common for mechanics, fitters, in workshops, construction sites in general, confined space work as well. You'll need to be isolating energy sources and valves and pipes before you go into confined spaces. It's a source of really horrible incidents and a common cause of horrible incidents. I've got a bunch of them that I could list. I really don't like talking about some of these, but I'll give you one example. If you don't want to hear it, that's all the information. That's all the core information. So feel free to switch off because, this is a really sad story. But there was a girl from not St. George in Sydney, like this is St. George in regional Queensland. She was only like 18 or 20. It was her first job or one of her first jobs out of high school. She was working at a potato peeling factory, and they had like a potato peeler, which was like an auger inside a case. So it's like a big metal sleeve, and then it's got an auger, and her job was to clean it, and they had no lockout tagout procedures. So she's down one end cleaning it. Feel free to stop the video now. She's down one end cleaning it, and someone at the other end turned the machine on, and it pulled pulled one hand in, and she instinctively tried to pull it out, just instantly, like tried to grab that hand to pull it out. And, I think she lost one hand entirely and lost most of the other hand. So just horrible. And I could talk about a bunch of other incidents that are equally horrific. Lockout tagout, really important. Every audit I do, I'm generally fairly relaxed, not too relaxed, but I'm definitely not a compliance Nazi. But that's one thing I smash every single company on is, where's your lockout tagout? Why don't you have it? You need to get it now. Very simple process to have. All you need is it's a one page. Our lockout tagout procedure is a one page document. If you're in a more complicated environment, it could be several pages, but then it's not just having the document, it's having the locks and the tags and the keys and training staff in how to use it, and then enforcement. It's a sort of thing where if you don't enforce it, people will stop doing it. So you really need to stay onto workers to make sure it keeps happening. So hope that helps.